This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is QUODD Trading Frank from an extremely rainy evening here on the East Coast on the Jersey City waterfront overlooking New York City. Today after 9/11, so obviously I was not feeling too great yesterday, and plus we had technical issues with GoToMeeting, and tonight we scheduled the session for tonight. It is 8:44 p.m. on September 12th, 2019. Session will be recorded, uploaded to the Google YouTube channel for further viewing by all other members and free trial subscribers and anyone out there with the internet connection who can review our absolutely amazing, resourceful videocasts. So they are a little bit more knowledgeable than what they are on the overall market forecasts and what we call predictive analytics, which is where the real money's made. You always have to be in there before the move happens, long or short. Full disclosure, this is purely for financial education, not for any solicitation or advice, and we shall begin. We should try to keep this short. What you're going to be looking at today is one of the most advanced trading platforms out there, not for putting trades in, but for charting and for looking at the overall market in a extremely technical fashion. And in this particular case, we follow the candlesticks, the candlestick patterns. Every candlestick that you look at carries volumes of data that you don't have to spend hours looking at, which is level 2, who's buying what institutions are coming in, all can be summarized and encapsulated within each of these candles. Visual trading is what we do at QUODD Trading. And for anybody out there who does not want to be a technical expert, which, believe me, most people don't, and I don't blame them, all they have to do is understand the candlestick patterns, understand the structures I draw on it, understand these big boxes, which are the gap fills and all that stuff, understand the underlying heartbeat, which are the stochastics, the MACD histograms, and a couple of other major indicators that we use. So that's it. So tonight we're going to look at the QUODD system, which is QUODD. As I've always said, anyone who wants to try them out, they give a free trial for about a week to 2 weeks. I've been with QUODD for more than 13 years now from my Wall Street days. I pay them every month. They must be very happy with me. And members, many of them have signed up with QUODD over the past couple of years. And any of you can. Feel free to ask me. I'll send the link. You deal directly with them. I have no business or fiduciary responsibility with QUODD. I'm just a subscriber, just like anyone else. They give a heavy discount for QUODD Trading members because they're good business people. And that's about it. And this system has worked for me like magic, and not just for me, but for all my other members and free trial subscribers who have enjoyed the benefits of working off my alerts. But if you have a system like this in front of you, you can look at my alerts. You can actually see things happening before they happen. I've always said that the QUODD, the QUODD system that uses the bar charts for their charts, and again, I repeat, this is not like E-Trade or Robinhood or Thinkorswim, which is my primary trading platform. You can put trades in there. This is primarily for codes, which I'm going to show you one of my code screens. I have multiple code screens to follow a lot of different things, but primarily for my charting that I put out there. On that note, let us begin. So without getting too technical, whatever, let me just walk you guys through all this stuff. So let me try to get my, I'm having a difficulty getting the pen. Do I have the pen? Okay, let me change the color. All right, this is the picture of the overall market. When people ask you, is the market going up or down? One of my old friends asked me, is the market going up or down? I'm like, why don't you just subscribe to my service so you know what the heck is going on? So looking at the broader uptrend, the market is going up. Even when the markets fall, they are within these two major lines, which means they're going up. We had a big, huge piece of news that come out, which is a very positive Donald tweet. President Donald Trump, my New York neighbor, and I am very familiar with the Trump organization from my days on Wall Street, just tweeted out that he is open to an interim deal to delay not just the October 1st tariffs, which he already has done that till October 15th, but the December 15th major tariffs. Why would he say that if he didn't mean it? I believe he's going to. There is a major political game theory game that's getting played out, which is beyond the understanding of most average people. I understand it. Not that I'm beyond intelligent average, because I live within the matrix of global game theory, which is understanding the dynamics of how political leaders work, how the economic markets work, and that's the reason why you guys are listening to this. I am not just a scalp trader. I am not somebody who just says, oh, here's going up $1, it's over, take over. That's what most other trading services do, and good for them. We are into predictive analytics. That means I say buy here and the market goes here. I say don't panic when it's coming down, buy here and the market are making new highs. Don't believe me? Listen to all my old videocasts from some extreme volatile days in the market. Go through my Twitter feed. You know what I'm talking about. Am I always a contrarian? No. Am I always a bull? No. Time to time, I am a tactical short. But the fact remains that most other trading services out there, and I don't want you, if you're following so many other people, do it. Use Clue-to-Say trading as a comparable. We are truly the ultimate proxy contrarian technical traders. Now, in order to be contrarian, you have to mix in the understanding of the global markets, and I certainly do. Understand what the meaning of each of the tweets are, I certainly do. I would say 90% of the time. I don't live in Donald's head, but I understand it. He's a fellow New Yorker, and I've dealt with his organization many years ago when I was working on Wall Street. Other subscription services and stuff, they never worked on Wall Street. What does that mean? I'm a great guy? No. It simply means I parked my boss's fancy car when I started there to rising to the top rungs of the institutional sales, retail sales, money management part of the business. So did that teach me something? Absolutely. I left in 2010, 2011. Why? I wanted to spend more time with my family. I realized that going forward, I didn't feel like being a financial psychologist to every single one of my clients, institutional and retail. Retail means human, a normal person with big money. So I said, you know what? I got to walk. They tried to sue me. I said, take a hike. And guess what? I'm here today. God bless America. God bless entrepreneurship. God bless solid grit and knowledge. What makes America great is knowledge. What makes America great is U.S. business. What makes America great is believing in U.S. exceptionalism, not just waving little flags and screaming out. Okay, that's it. On that note, let's begin. So this uptrend is intact. This is your overall market. You want to play the green market, you want to play the SPYs, the 280, 298, 299, 300 calls. They're all up 65%, 70%, 120%. Keep on moving as long as the market keeps on moving. Market does not break till we hit 299.47. The yellow line, as I always depicted every single day, is the pivot. You go below pivot, you go down. You stay above pivot, you go up. That's why it's called the pivot. Want to know the exact definition of it? P-I-V-O-T? Go to investopedia.com. I'm not a dictionary. I'm here to just teach people not how to read English, A, B, C, D. I'm here to tell them how to understand complex synonyms and words. Technical trading, ladies and gentlemen. So that is done. That's your SPY. Let's take a look at the SPX and the quad system if you appreciate it. As long as you have a visual eye, and I'm wearing a Gunner, big lens, yellow tinted computer glasses. When I keep on looking at 14 screens all day long, obviously my vision keeps on eroding a little bit. So this is amazing. I see everything clearly. Every single one of these candles is worth money. That's your S&P 500. Still within the uptrend channel. The biggest problem with all traders, and sometimes myself too, is because we're looking at our positions and we're not looking at the technical picture. If we were all truly technical, and I am not fully there, I'll be the first one to admit, then we would have made millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year. Well, I kind of match one of those categories. Because we wouldn't care what happens in 1 day or 2 days as long as we kept an eye on the bigger picture. That is our failure. It is called recency bias. You know what recency bias means? Recency bias means we're always reacting, and I'm guilty of that many times. Even though I try to keep a more balanced view. Recency bias means in life and in trading, we're always reacting to situations, what is happening now. Now. So we get stopped by a cop because you're driving 10 miles over the speed limit. We think the world is over. The market dropped 50 points in the middle of the day. We think the world is over. Well, keep an eye on the bigger picture. This is an hourly chart, not that big a picture. And look what the markets are doing. And each of these candles are 30, 40, 50 points. The markets want to go higher. Let me just state one thing loud and clear. Everything that President Trump is doing recently, and you know I'm his biggest critic, and I have a right to be. I live right next to him. Not just in New York, but Bedminster, where he spends a lot of his time, which is the golf version of Mar-a-Lago in Florida, is only 20 miles away from me. A couple of my best friends live right around the corner. Okay? It's a beautiful area. New Jersey is called the Garden State. Everyone thinks it's the armpit of America. In fact, it's actually gorgeous. Where I live is beyond gorgeous. Right on the waterfront overlooking Statue of Liberty and the World Trade Center, World Financial Center, where it almost got blown up on 9/11, 18 years ago. Okay? So, the bottom line is that what he's doing right now are the right things. Whether it's firing John Bolton, whether it's compromising, delaying the October 1st tariffs to October 15, and tonight tweeting out These are the ultimate positive tweets. Why aren't the futures up 15 points? I like it. Because if they were up 15, 20 points, they'll sell the crap out of the futures by the time the market opens. So you all wouldn't have a chance to buy. Many of you who are still sitting on the sideline thinking, oh my God, is the world over? The market sucks. Is because you suck. The times that I don't make money is because I suck. Don't blame the market. Blame yourself. I blame myself most of the time. So bottom line is the fact that the futures are moderate, only up about 4 points. We're at 3,015 on the E-mini futures is a good thing. Why? Because it gives us an opportunity to slide into many different positions without having to chase it all the way higher. Think, think, think. What makes America great is being a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more smart, a little bit more intelligent. Hashtag MASA, make America smart again. That's what makes America great again. Hashtag MAGA. Okay, so it's pretty obvious what's going on here. Slow stochastic is starting to bend a little bit. If I see it fall a little bit more than this, then I know the market wants to go down. That means we're going to come down to 29.90. Everything is depicted on the chart. If you do not understand these charts that I'm putting out there, reach out to me. I will help you. And you want some more advanced understanding so you can manage your trade management better, which is the most critical component. It's not where you buy, it's where you sell and where you hold. Then sign up for the advanced coaching sessions. The ACS sessions don't make me rich. I spend enough time and energy working on Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, sometimes on the weekdays after the market with members and traders to make them understand that. What makes me rich, and I'm grateful for everything that this great nation has given me, is my trading, is my own trading capital. So think about that for a minute, okay? This is not the type of business that you can completely learn on your own. You need a little bit of a coaching. It's like a person who is quite overweight. He can go to the gym as long as he wants. He can starve as much as he wants, but the weight's not going to go away. You need a trainer who's going to work you through. Then you pick up the reins and you run with it. It's the same thing with trading. And on top of that, there are ultimate free resources on my Google YouTube channel. Why isn't this going away? Google YouTube channel that people can listen to. Free advanced coaching sessions, a couple of them that with permission of the paid advanced coaching session students, and you can thank them for it, are there for your review. But on your own, let me just say one thing. You cannot make it as a trader. Yes, you get a couple of good trades. You can give everything back to Mr. Market or Mrs. Market, whatever. I'm trying to be politically correct. All right? I can assure you that. And it happens to most of you all the time. Without trade management, you will give everything that you made back to the market, because that's how the algorithmic high frequency trading programs are designed. They're designed to steal your money. That's it. There's no two ways about it. Nobody in life gives away free money. Clueless Trading Tactical Charts gives you free money as long as you act on them. And I mean that. Everything that I say, I mean it. So let's take a quick look. I might even finish the session right after this chart, okay? But I'm going to show you a couple of other screens with stocks and stuff so you see the secret sauce of the QUODD, QUODD trading system, trading platform. So let's take a look at it. Inflection points. We were in this range for the whole month of August. I worked people through back and forth. Some days there were big losses. Most of the times, net, I came out of August higher. Okay? And many of you did too, because we were being selective. We made some quick intraday SPY puts, blah, blah, blah. We generally stayed long, LONG. Bear with me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Everywhere you looked in the month of August, the media, stock tweets, your other trading services, they said short, 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 short. They said, that's it, America's dead, recession's coming, blah, blah, blah. What did the market do? Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And by the way, don't blame yourself. Multi-billion-dollar institutional fund managers, my buddies back on Wall Street, I talk to them once in a while. They're all like, I'm trying to do a sound effect. Like they don't know what the heck they're doing. It's like somebody just threw them into a creek in the middle of the Grand Canyon and they can't get out of it. Well, guess what? We followed the internals. We did repeatedly. The double bottom slow stochastics. These are the things that make you rich. If you don't understand the power of this type of structured lines and the internals and everything, all the indicators that I show you, the power of the slow stochastic, the power of the candles, then you're doing yourself and your family a complete disfavor. You're basically just shooting yourself in the foot for no reason because all of you can get it. Doesn't mean that we're not going to get rocked around on a certain day. So which brings me to the same point, one very important level statement. Your P&L on 1 day or a 3-day basis means nothing. My P&L on a 1 to 3 day basis, means nothing. It's what it means on a weekly and monthly basis. Humans don't have the capacity to understand what will happen in the future. The charts are telling you what will happen in the future. So what do? We keep on taking profits too early, selling at the wrong time. I don't. Most of you do. Well, I try not to. And the recency bias, like what is happening in the immediacy of the moment, like now, like 15 minutes. Oh my God, a tweet came out. Oh my God, China said this. Oh my God, look at that algo program, like bringing down. Yes, I do keep you all updated, but at the same time, I show you the 1 hour, the daily, the weekly charts. So please have the D word, because in life and in trading, if you do not have the D word, which is discipline, and being calm, you're done. That means you're not successful in your life, and you're certainly not successful in trading. Trading is nothing but a carbon copy and a mirror image of your own life. Discipline, technical discipline. Okay, so I'm going to put tech, not technology. Technical discipline can make you wealthy in the world of trading and investing. Now, I don't care whether you're just trading. You can use my resources, my charts for your 401k, for your long-term investing accounts with stocks. And then you want the real sexy juice, the hot date, then you do the options trading. That's what options trading is all about. Don't make options trading the pillar of your overall investment portfolio. It is just something that can just speed up. It's the nitro on a high performance car. It's the 800 horsepower that you need to win the quarter mile or the half mile on the racetrack. So Saying all that, take a look at this chart. I don't need to tell you, you guys understand it. This is where we're going. 30-30 on the S&P 500. What happens here? We get a little cup and handle pullback, maybe 100, 300 points. And the way it looks from the internals and the gaping open stochastics, both lines, is that we're going to move sideways. And President Trump is going to facilitate that with his recent positive tweets. Don't forget, he can move markets and change technicals, which we all know, in minutes. But the underlying fundamental slow stochastics and those technicals don't change. They're calm. So let's be calm. The fast stochastics, which are these ones, which is the STOC, and definitively do the free trial on the QUODD. I have a whole QUODD setup and training video on my Google YouTube channel. And if anyone wants to get really deep into it, it's not that hard. Nothing is that hard. Hard is building a rocket that lands on Mars or goes up and puts the load on the space station like Elon Musk does and then lands back in the same spot. That's hard. What we do is simple. We just think it's hard. And that includes me. So I don't complain, moan, and groan anymore. I gave that up years ago. What we do is, with all the resources, all the help, all the coaching, all the guidance that I give, is actually quite easy. What's hard are the demons in your head to say, oh, this is really hard. What's hard is dealing with the volatility every day. So we get into a cup and handle, fall a couple of 100 points, and then we go higher. Where are we going? 30-40, 30-30, 30-60. That's a lot of money. Put a couple of $100 down on the lower end, on the SPYs. They're worth $1,000, $2,000. Do I have to tell you? Go look at it every day, or every week, I should say. Yeah, one stock falls, the VIDEOCASTS goes down 4. Oh, wow, you know, it's the end of the world. Boom, that stock's will be up big time going into the end of the month. Think and act, ladies and gentlemen. So this is great. This is what we want to see in the face of the bull market. This was the 2019, January 2019, big frigging move. Everyone's super excited. Oh, dollars in their eyes. I did say it was the 5th move, going back all the way, off a big euphoric stage. I was right. Actually, I apologize. That was December 2018. December 2019, this was the December 24th Christmas Eve massacre. I did say, go back, listen to my videos, we are going to ramp. And we did. So now we ramped. We went all the way up to almost 3,000, 29.58. We pulled back. We went here. And now we did this. So forget this part. And now we're here. So what does this look like? It's a frigging W. What does the W do? It's called the dragon bullish. It gets at least to the upper end of the neckline, which is 3,035, 3,050. So what are you going to sit there and say, oh my God, what's going to happen tonight? It's going to be all over. E-mini futures right now, 4.5. Whoopee, am I supposed to be super excited? No. Am I going to be super excited because they're up 20? Yeah, it would be. But I don't think that's a good thing to do, because by the time the European markets open, my eyes open around 4 in the morning, and then I go back to bed again, and then I think the dogs are around 6 or 7. I got 3. Hopefully it's not raining tomorrow. I don't think it is. The futures are going to be down because futures traders are looking for big gains. So by the time the actual cash market opens in the US at 9:30 or 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., you can, the futures are always trading. It's going to be over. That means they're going to be down. What does that mean? The start of a bear market? No, which means you're going to lose money. So I'd rather have the futures kind of flat to up a couple of points as long as the patterns continue. This is your big picture, ladies and gentlemen. We're going up here. This is telling me a double bottom slow stochastic with a gaping mouth, which is, this is what it looks like, that it will go higher, similar to what happened here. You don't believe me? I don't care, because I've shown you guys this stuff over and over again. By the way, who's speaking? George, can you mute your microphone? All right, next. That's your big time SPX picture. Let's take a look at the big time, and this is precious. This will help you. Look at this frigging chart. Can somebody tell me, going back to 2018, what is this pattern? What is this pattern? George, Mike, and Mike. What is this pattern? This is encompassing multiple years.
Inverse.
Inverse what?
Head and shoulders.
There you go. Stay long. This is telling you, by the way, what's all that noise coming from? This is a massive inverse head and shoulder wanting to break out towards 3,100 on the S&P. That means another 400 to 600 plus points out there. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a massive, that was the first inverse head and shoulder, and this is the next one, which is a W pattern. One step at a time. That means the market wants to go higher. Look at the slow stochastics. This is where I'm going to end this session, because this is, you know, all my stock projections and everything are all out there on the Twitter feed. I don't want to go over them over and over again, because I'll be sitting here for 3 hours. Okay? Look at what's happening underneath the surface. You don't need some frigging idiotic analysis paralysis, overpaid market analyst, forecaster from Goldman or JP Morgan or any other of my old peers on Wall Street to tell you what the heck is going on. You can find it right here at Clueless A Trading, and I mean that. Once in a while, I got to shout it down, guys. So wake the F up. Hashtag time to go up. Look at the internals. This was the massive Christmas Eve massacre. This is a, I wouldn't say a multi-year, but a multi-month bottom, for God's sake. This is where everybody got super frigging excited. Boom. Mom and pop said, oh, put money in, put money in. Mom and pop hates the US market, all wants to vote, most of middle America or rural America wants to vote for Donald. But yet at the same time, they won't touch his most precious legacy, the United States financial stock markets, because without the stock market going higher, no party is going to win the election, especially the incumbent President Donald Trump. He's going to keep the market up. Tweets, China tariff delays, China interim deal, it is going to happen. So wake the F up, guys, if you really understand America. So what? And everything is depicted in the clearest candle formations, candlestick formation on these beautiful long-term charts. So if all of us, including myself, were not so recency biased, i.e. like monkeys on a hot tin roof, figuring out what's going to happen today, what's going to happen next week, we would be frigging buying each one of these levels, which we do. And go tell all your friends, follow us on Instagram, Clueless A Trading, because this is what we are great at, to figure out predictive analytics, what the market's going to go. They always say, a lot of services say, most of them, oh, trade what you see. What the are they talking about? Trade what you see. Because by the time you see something, it's down like this. You got to be predictive. You got to buy here. You got to buy here so you can sell here. because by the time you see it, every other eyeball in the world is seeing it. So where's your edge? You always have to have an edge. Whether you're sports betting or gambling or the stock market, you have to have an edge. You always have to be earlier than others, which means you got to suffer some pain when you're buying that stuff. Well, the rest of the world is telling you it's all going to hell in a handbasket, that President Trump is going to completely F up the whole situation, which sometimes almost sounds like he would, but that's his way of doing things. But the technical charts are telling you things are way oversold. You want to be a buyer. Every time the stocks dip like this, you want to be a buyer. And if those levels break, you want to basically be a net seller. Yeah, I'll discuss the GME chart. So that's it. This is a beautiful long-term head and shoulder, as my good friend Mike Murphy has mentioned. That means we're going to break out. It's going to break out. It's going to break out in the next couple of weeks. It's going to break out in the next few days. All right. So one of our newest members who's doing excellent and has posted some great testimonials on his own volition, because I don't tell people to say, oh, you're just scream and shout out, like, let them do what they want. If they make money, I just tell them very politely, hey, put out instead of texting me, just put out your own thing. Mr. Feelgood, gotta love the name, because I'm feeling good. I feel good every day that I wake up because I'm alive. So the bottom line is, before I get out of this chart, this is what's going on, and that's it. Stochastics, very nice. As long as it's moving higher, we get overbought around here. That means we might get towards about 3,100. At that point, the market's going to pull back. Volume for the last 3 weeks, all green. Quad system. Basic stochastics, the fast stochastics, still moving higher. Once we get here, it's going to start to move lower. That means once we get here, somewhere in the 3050, 3060, 3100 level, I would say 3050, 3060, the market's going to pull back. Create another head and shoulder, in my opinion. End of story. Let's get to GME. Been a big money maker, pull back, still a money maker, net. So I gotta change the screen. Let me know when you guys are there. And one very important computer stuff. One of my PCs crashed 3 times yesterday, by the way. I fixed it because I'm kind of a computer geek. But I have 32 gigs of RAM running. If any one of you are running a PC, not politically correct, a personal computer, a desktop, less than 16 gigs of RAM, frigging spend $80 to $100 to upgrade that RAM, or else this market will chew you up. Penny wise and pound foolish means you're going to keep on losing money. Spend some money on technology, which is the finest technology that America makes. Put some extra RAM, random access memory. That is what moves things faster. End of story. Just do it. All right, let me change my screen. Let's see, which one is it? Oh. Are we on the right screen? Yes. We're not? Okay. George, next time get a frigging headset microphone so I can hear your lovely voice, all right? I shouldn't say I hate. It's just too much work for me, George, to look at the little chat screen and read that stuff. All right? $25 from Amazon. Get a Logitech headset. It works. All right. To me, Let me get the chart. To me, this is a long-term daily chart of GME. Can somebody tell me one of the fundamental reasons why GameStop came to my attention? I posted it out 2 or 3 times. Who was the biggest activist shareholder inside GameStop that propelled my interest in buying and trading this stock, which has gone from about 455, went to about 5 and change, crashed down to about 4, and now here at around 462. Who is that? Does anyone remember? Let's see how much focused you guys are. I'm waiting. George, type it in. Who is the person inside GameStop that I can bow to as a ex-Wall Street guy and somebody I respect? And he's not somebody who comes on CNBC. He will. And GameStop will go up like 40% in one day. I'm waiting. Mike, do you remember?
No, I don't, Frank.
Okay. I appreciate an honest answer. George, can you type in?
Hear me? Hello? Frank,
Yep, I can hear you. Did
can
you
you
hear
hear
my
me?
question? I hear you. Did you hear my
Frank?
question?
Frank, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
I
you.
can hear you loud and clear, but how come you can't hear me?
I
Frank,
can hear. Listen, I can hear you. I'm getting tired of this. I asked a question. Do you understand my question?
yes, I do understand your question. I wasn't
Okay.
sure you could hear me.
Who is the person inside GameStop so that you should be long this stock for multiple weeks, if not months? Who is the person? Did you read my Twitter feed on the one name, and who is this person?
For GameStop,
Okay,
let's see.
don't waste my time. Let me just
Okay.
tell you straight out. Michael Burry, his last
Okay.
name is spelled Burry, made a couple of $1 billion shorting the housing market in the US between 2007 2008. Has anyone watched the movie The Big Short?
Yes, I have.
Okay, the guy, the nerdy guy who actually figured out the numbers that the US housing market and the mortgage debacle was going to happen 2 years before he did, and he made billions of dollars. His name is Michael Burry. Okay? And I
Okay.
posted this on the Twitter feed. This is the
Okay.
man who loves GameStop and tailored brands. Now, do you honestly think, and technicals also are working, okay, that you should actually doubt this guy? I don't think so. This is the guy, the big short analyst who basically made a couple of $1 billion shorting the US housing market when everybody said, oh, keep on buying houses, keep on buying houses. And every
Okay.
one of my peers on Wall Street said, oh, yeah, keep on buying the CDOs and the CMOs and all the derivatives that made the global economy almost collapse. We, United States, is what made the global economy collapse between 2007 2009. It wasn't the Russians, it wasn't the Chinese, it was Wall Street. And every single mom and pop who got that greedy, making $30,000 a year and getting $1 million loans to flip houses. End of story. This is the guy, and I believe the guy. Now, forget about believing. Let me just get straight to the point. Stop talking, George. So, bottom line is that this, to me, I'm showing you a technical formation. I don't give a shit what happens with options in 1 week or 2 weeks. I'm thinking about this long term. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an inverse head and shoulder where this gap is going to get filled. So if you want to stay in the trade, you stay. If you want to be a monkey on a hot tin roof and worry about something that goes from 10 cents to 15 cents, fine, that's great. That's 50%. If you want to make the real big money like Michael Burry, and if you did watch the movie and not bullshit and say, oh, you did watch the movie, you know exactly who he is. Read the
Yes.
Bloomberg article, Google it.
Okay.
I put it out there 2 times. 3 times. Read it.
Okay.
He's got 2 stocks. Stop talking, George. What he called 2 times. He talked about the overall bubble in the U.S. Markets, but he likes 2 or 3 or 4 stocks, and these are 2 of them. One is GME, GameStop, because he's a deep value player. That means he buys distressed property and sells it to the idiots down the road for a much higher price. That's what we do with some of our trades here at Clueless 8 Trading. We don't get scared because something falls after it rises. We tend to buy it. And I'll show you the technical pattern why. And the other one is tailored bands. You don't need to know anything about these companies. You have to look at the technicals, and you have to look to see who is behind it. So, saying all that, if you want to be a monkey on a hot tin roof, worry about what happens every week or every couple of days on that particular cheap lotto options. Let me just remind you all one thing, which remind you all, lotto options 15, 20, 30, 40 cents mean complete crap. If they go up in smoke, they go up in smoke. If you want to put all your whole net worth in it, that's your problem, not mine. But that's why they're called lottos, because those lottos with the technical background can make you a lot of money, like American Airlines, which I'll show you the simple chart. They went from 10 cents on Friday. Initially, we bought it at 20 and 30 cents. I kept on dollar cost averaging. Our friend from Switzerland, Patrick, on Sunday webinar asked some damn good questions. Anyone who didn't watch the Sunday webinar, in my opinion, is a complete market idiot. Why? Not because I said some great things, which all came true, is because they're depriving themselves of knowledge. And like Sun Tzu said, a man who doesn't seek knowledge, or Confucius said that, right? It's basically an idiot. That's what I say. You always have to search for knowledge from wherever it comes. So 10 cents, they went to almost 70 cents or 63 cents. God damn it. That's like a $10 option, $1 option going to 7, which we have done quite a few times, or a $10 option going to 70. Now, it's a law of numbers. If somebody tells you, oh, I bought a call at $10, it went to 70, they're like, wow, let me take you out for a drink. You must be smart. If you say, oh, a 10-cent option went to 70 cents, they'll say, oh, okay, that was great. No, it's not great. It's the same thing. It's a 7-bagger, which means 600% in profit. Any of you did that? I doubt it. I still had a bunch of calls. I sold it a bunch along the way, but I still had a bunch of calls that I did sell at between 60 and 70 cents. So instead of blaming the market, instead of blaming everything, I just say one thing: blame your frigging head. Like I always said from day one, since I started the service, what's it been, 5 years now? Slap yourself hard before you go to bed because of all the trades that you missed. Don't slap the market. Don't blame the messenger, Clueless 8 Trading. Don't blame Donald Trump. Slap yourself. So that was American Airlines. It's still going to go higher. Still going to go higher. And Patrick, which he's in Switzerland, so we don't know, how he's doing. He said he had a large position. If he had a large position, he should name his next dog after me or after my service. Name his next dog, Clueless 8. Let's get straight down, like George says. Stop the rambling and get down to it. So here's a big gap, George. The stock is going to get here. There's a big activist investors. He didn't put God knows how many billions to sit there and worry about whether we make a couple of $1,000s. This stock fell hard. This one candle told me it was okay because none of these internals broke. It should have been down here. Instead, we had a reversal candle, which was a massive engulfing candle, doji. Today, we were down a little bit. This is a daily. This is a little. Candles, by reading candlestick, which you will learn, because George, you're a fast learner, from what I can see. But you do need to freshen up more. So reach out to me, and I'll have you sit in a couple of the ACS advanced coaching sessions, and then you can sign up for it a little bit. Remember, we're not into welfare. We're into helping and training. When you have a little bit of money in the game, skin in the game, like they say, you'll be more committed to learning. So today was like this. Still great to me. Big selling. Look at this big red seller. Some hedge funds sold. Great. What did it do for the candle? And this to me amazes me. Okay. We had a huge green candle, yet we had 3.7 million that was sold. That is nothing but positive. I believe the stock will retest the bottom end of this wedge around 550, if not close the upper end of this gap. Will it happen immediately? Hey, it can. A lot of crap has happened. It could be a buyout move. Amazon could say, hey, we want to get into gaming big. Let me just buy you guys so we have a full scale, what do they call it? Actual stores on the ground. I'm forgetting the word, like physical stores on the ground. Amazon could do that. The stock will be hitting 8 before your head spin. So paying for the lottos, 14, 15, 11, 12 cents. The trick is buy time. Buy time. Go into October. Go into September 20th, just in case something happens. But go into October. As long as the charts are cooperating. And this is a megaphone pattern telling me the stock's going to go to 8. Buy time. October. Go into November. Something is going to happen. And I'm not just saying this because I don't give a freaking crap about GameStop. And I haven't been to the store since my kid. He's going to be almost 21 this November. But since he was 8 or 9, he used to go buy a couple of games. He was always into racing games. That's why he's such a big race car guy. So this is the pattern. And that, my friend, is your answer on GameStop. Now, on a short-term chart, because we always have to keep an eye on it, there's a lot of movement, So the quad system shows me what the movements are. So here was GameStop after they fell. Double bottom. Boom, straight up. As an active trader, I made money on that move. And then now it's moving sideways. As long as the stock is holding 440, 435, if it breaks that, it's going to go to 4. But as long as it's holding that, I expect the stock to break out towards 5. Once the stock becomes 5 plus, what happens for an investor? Can anyone tell me?
Dividend?
No, it becomes marginable. That means you can buy that stock. You can buy that stock on margin.
Okay.
Most hedge funds, well, almost all hedge funds, always buy stocks on margin. And they have huge margin thing. And my old big shot retail guys, they would put margin. If they wanted to buy $200,000 worth of stock, they would basically put in 50 and margin the rest and borrow the rest. Because just like a mortgage, you put a $25,000 down. If the price appreciates, you can flip it for a higher price. So margin $5, and most mutual funds cannot buy stocks below $5. Now, you asked about the RSI over 80. Yes, I see it. But at the same time, let's look at the weekly. The weekly RSI, my friend, is just starting. Remember when you asked me, George, why I bought Boeing, and I told you why I bought it? Remember that when you first started? Where the fuck did Boeing go? $50 higher from that level, correct?
Yeah, I did.
Exactly. I'm not asking for appreciation and compliments. Only God gives that. Okay? So, but the point is, and my wife, by the way, when she compliments me, I feel really good. I've been married 21 years. So, aside from that, my compliments don't matter shit to me. All right?
God, this guy.
Like we did here, you know how it is. You've been married, so you know. So, and happily married. And like they say, a whole marriage, a happy marriage is about containing volatility, right? So the point is, as long as you don't do anything really stupid, so which I haven't. So in the meantime, maintain volatility. When you look at this, does this excite you with the RSI, George?
Yes, it does.
Exactly.
Very much.
This is the type of company, my friend. And I appreciate you asking me that question. This is the type of company you keep a long-term view. This is a Fibonacci retracement. The
Yes.
50% Fibonacci retracement won't happen in one day, but the stock can go to 18 if Amazon does put a bid for it, which I believe they can, because Amazon's always looking to get into the gaming business without creating the software. They might say, I just want to buy a gaming, like, land store. I mean, physical store. The stock can go to 10 easy. This excites me. So keep on buying those lottos. And remember, these are all suggestions. Keep on buying those lottos. It goes to 15 cents, 20 cents. Sure, take some profits. If it moves higher, let's say, for example, the stock does hit 6, which I believe it will very soon, then buy the 7 lottos. Decrease your exposure, keep more of your profits, and do that the same thing with any option, especially the cheap ones. So this to me is exciting. Look at this. Look at this. Now, will GameStop completely go out of business? I have no idea. That's a risk we have to take. I don't think so. Because, why don't I think so? Because Michael Burry, the man who made multi-billion dollars predicting the demise of the housing market because everyone was a frigging gambler, from mom and pop in Wisconsin to the New Jersey guy with no doc income, getting $1 million loans and flipping houses, they all suffered. And that's the reason why our markets and our financial markets collapsed, not because of stocks, because of the housing market and everything that Goldman Sachs and all those guys did in packaging those products. Well, that man is in this stock. Have a great evening, guys. God bless you all. Make it happen. Markets are going higher in the short term.